Yo, this is Mr. Vegas. You got to lock to DancehallStarz.com. Boom!
So what's going on, Vegas?
Everything is good, man. We are promoting a new record, man. Promoting the record, Identify My Love. Original, authentic dancehall. I think, it's a record that we need, especially at a time when a lot of dancehall, authentic dancehall and reggae ain't coming from Jamaica anymore. So, it's just this record just to remind people.
Explain what that mean, because I hear the dancehall today.
Right.
And it sound kind of hip-hop-ish, R&B-ish.
Right.
So
right.
Are those Jamaican producers or
yes.
overseas producers?
They're Jamaican producers. Man.
Those are born Jamaican producers.
You can know Jamaican hip-hop different from real hip-hop.
Okay.
Real hip-hop from Kanye West and Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj. It's a major difference. It's oranges and apples. You see what I'm saying? So I think a lot of the kids that are producing in Jamaica now, and I don't want to talk bad about the music because, you see, you don't want to sound like a hater. You see what I'm saying? You don't want, because it's easy for someone to say, well, you're bad mind. But for someone that grew up listening to this music and enjoying dancehall music and enjoying the sound of Barrington Levy and Dennis Brown and these artists, when Mr. Vegas got his break, I did not disregard what those icons did. So it's important for the generation now to not, eliminate, what these artists has built over the years, So I think that the
So are you saying that right now in the industry, there's not an appreciation for the guys that laid down the foundation?
You have to realize the people that are making music now in Jamaica, these people, these producers' parents, did not even like reggae music.
Say that one more time.
You have to,
these producers' parents. Explain
reggae music
that.
was called rebel music.
Okay.
And dancehall is a venue. That's why you see they call a lot of records dancehall records now. The whole thing is reggae. A venue was created to play rebel music, which is a dancehall venue. The dancehall, the reason why it's called a dance hall, it's a hall where people go to dance. You understand what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
It's where people had to go to hear the rebel music that a lot of these producers now, parents did not like. So a lot of these kids grew up listening to hip-hop music, rap music, pop music, whatever you want to call it. Their parents were not playing reggae music in the household. So how are they going to relate now? How are they going to... They can't groove. They can't play original, authentic dancehall. They can't play original, bass line on them vibe, because they did not grow up on this music. You see what I'm saying? So they're basically playing what they grew up on.
We're not going to call no names, but being in the States, we know a producer named Russian.
Right.
And his beats sound kind of hip-hop-ish. Right? And he don't look like the typical, what you say, so-called Jamaican. He look like some kid uptown, whatever. But
there we can tie the story, what I'm trying to explain. It's not being about hating. It's being factual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they grew up and they grew up on the basically like the culture. They like the culture now. But did they grow up listening to the culture? You see what I'm saying? That's a whole different thing. So I don't think they can relate.
So they don't have the essence.
They can't relate. They can't capture what, a kid that grew up in the garrison, like a King Jammy's kids. King Jammy's kids are putting music out, but maybe they're putting out sounds that they grew up listening to.
So why is the radio not playing that?
Because everything now is about ego. Everything now is about hype. Everything now is about who can create the biggest headline.
So do you think social network have influence on that?
Big time. Big time. Because you know what? If a person can generate a fan base by just being controversial, if you can go do something to yourself, and people were like, oh, wow, and you create a lot of fans, a lot of kids start following you. Then you put something up and these kids go and they like it. And they press like and they like it. Sometimes it's you as a person they like the character. Because a lot of people like cartoons. A lot of kids like cartoons. You see what I'm saying? So maybe they like the character. So you know what? If you can get 5 million likes of the music that we are talking about that we don't like, they like it. What are we going to do? That is what's going to play. If you're seeing a record that you think is, oh, this is hip-hop, I can't dance to it. But these kids are liking it and you're seeing 10 million views. that is what's going to play.
That is
You are a
what's gonna-
DJ, you're going to look at that and you're going to say, oh, wow, the kids like it. What are you playing for?
So
You're
what,
playing for ratings.
So are you saying that social networking is driving the culture? So it's not about the music no more.
No, because I can post something controversial on my page.
Which you do post stuff.
And
You
it's
have
gonna-
you have Instagram. We see you on there.
And it's going to get more likes than if I post a good song or what I think is a good song. And I've tried it with not just myself. I've posted other artists' song. And it's the same reaction. So, you know, maybe we're getting old. Maybe we just have to accept the way the world is now. They don't like dance. If you ever, I went to this show in Hawaii, and they had an EDM room, you know, and we had a reggae section.
Right.
And they were playing EDM, and the people were just jumping. There was no groove. You know, there was nothing.
Right,
you know,
because
people-
that's EDM.
the people were just
Right. Right.
jumping. So people don't dance anymore, man. There are no Soul Train days anymore, man. That's done.
So what's going on? I mean, we have Chronics, we have Protege, we have a few artists. They sticking to the culture,
Right,
right?
right,
They getting some bus,
right.
right? We see them over here overseas, but on the island itself, do they play those guys as much as they play the dancehall artists?
Depends on what you call dancehall.
Depends on what you call dancehall.
Right. But if you say artist, you know, or
So,
the
so
other artist, I think,
I think we getting somewhere,
right,
but I'm trying to figure it out.
right.
I think you want to say something, but I'm trying to get there.
No, I think Chronics,
Hmm.
Chronics is doing like what I think what is comfortable doing.
Okay.
I think he knows what he's doing, and even myself doubted what he was trying to achieve at first, because I thought he was a bright sparks of dancehall music, or the
Right.
genre dancehall. I think when he came, because his first three tracks were dancehall, what we call dancehall, more up tempo, and I was like, yes, at least someone is here now where,
Right.
you know, someone like a Pinchers, yeah man, this is gonna at least let other kids start following this trend. You know, and then I realized that he wanted to do his international thing, and I basically was one of the people who thought, you know, he did not want to have nothing to do with dancehall.
So besides,
And I understand now, because maybe he
Right.
would have gotten lost.
right. So what do you think about Omi?
I think Omi had a good record, Cheerleader. It was a Caribbean vibe,
Mm-hmm.
and if it was not for the remix, we would not be talking about Omi.
You're absolutely right, and I say the same thing. So what is that telling us? Is that telling us that the music really has changed and we just don't realize it?
They're good records making. People are still making good records. They're great singers in Jamaica. They're great writers in Jamaica. But you have to understand that.
What I'm saying is it going the Omi route, or is the what you would call quote unquote dancehall reggae, the authentic sound, is that dead now? Is it over? You know, like for example, Nas came out a few years ago and said hip hop is dead, right? And now you have the Futures and these guys with the drill and the cheerleader music. So is that's what's happening to the culture? Because Omi won a Grammy, am I right?
No, I don't. I'm not sure. I think
But it was big
Right,
on the charts.
I'm not sure if
But-
you want a Grammy. But what I'm saying is,
But it wasn't
I
really
don't think
reggae.
That's the
It
direction.
wasn't-
I don't think that's the direction where
Right.
the culture is going. Though I
Yeah.
don't think that's the direction. I think they would have had a better chance going that direction, because at least you can dance.